Attention, Rams fans, the future of one of the team's offensive pillars is shrouded in doubt and tense negotiations that could change the franchise's course. A central player who carries the hopes of a team seeking to reclaim glory might become the odd man out in the 2026 contract talks. The management decisions and the profile of internal competitors create a silent crisis, and the fan base is on edge. Get ready to uncover the backstage of this battle that promises to ignite debates among football lovers. Welcome! Show your support for the Rams by reaching 100 likes in today's video. Kyren Williams is the name that has exploded in the Los Angeles Rams backfield over the last 2 years, establishing himself as one of the NFL's top running backs. Selected in the 5th round of the draft, Williams has exceeded expectations, delivering back-to-back seasons with over 1,100 yards and proving to be an essential element in Sean McVay's strategy. With his sharp game vision, agility, and versatility in pass plays, Williams has become synonymous with productivity for the team. However, despite his talent, the outlook for his 2026 contract renewal is uncertain. The Rams front office, led by General Manager Les Snead, follows a clear policy, investing in talents with explosive potential and high added value, as was the case with Todd Gurley in the past, a standard that Williams, despite good performance, does not fully meet. Moreover, the recent arrival of 2 young running backs, Jarquez Hunter and Blake Corum, creates massive internal pressure. With 4th-round pick Hunter and the promising Corum competing for more playing time, Williams might find himself displaced, the so-called odd man out in future negotiations. This situation becomes even more complex considering other financial priorities for the franchise, such as re-signing Puka Nacua, Kobe Turner, and Byron Young. Not to mention key free agents like Rob Havenstein and Quentin Lake also are targets for solid contracts to keep the team competitive. All this implies the Rams might be willing to part with a running back who, although very competent, does not bring the explosiveness the team seeks for the future. Historically, the Rams management has been characterized by balancing talent and cost-effectiveness. No matter how productive Williams has been in recent seasons, his playing style doesn't provide that explosive, high-risk element capable of decisively tipping games. The front office seems comfortable betting on a gradual transition to young runners, which calls Williams' permanence into question. This decision will be crucial because it could mean losing a player who, despite not being monstrously explosive, has brought stability and consistent production to an offense that relies on these qualities to function well. The pressure intensifies because the Rams face the dilemma of prioritizing the current roster's retention or making room for renewal, targeting game fronts that require heavy investment. Williams, being at the center of this dispute, might see his future with the team decided by economic and strategic issues beyond his on-field performance. The impression left is that the running back could be facing his last season with the Rams if management chooses to prioritize other areas and gives up the team's most reliable backfield option. On the other hand, the fans know how much Williams has already contributed to Los Angeles, leading the team to important victories and supporting the offense in critical moments. His absence could turn the offensive power into a glaring weakness, which could cost dearly, especially considering the NFC rivals' potential. If this reality materializes, the Rams would be giving up not just a top athlete, but a figure who embodies grit and constant delivery, essential traits for a franchise aiming to rebuild its winning identity. It is crucial to note that despite the heavy investment in multiple running backs, Williams remains the most productive and reliable, something the coaching staff values intensely. His tactical intelligence, ability to evade tackles, and versatility in passing plays are irreplaceable. And despite promising young talents on the horizon, the uncertainty surrounding the offensive efficiency without him could weigh heavily on forthcoming decisions. Moreover, it goes unnoticed how his chemistry with Sean McVay directly reflects in the team's most successful plays, a factor the front office may underestimate when looking at raw numbers. Looking at last season's results, we see that without Williams, the Rams experienced a considerable decline in offensive performance. The average points plummeted to about half of what they scored with him on the field. This is no coincidence. Williams not only produces yards, but also contributes to the overall attack's dynamics, opening passes for passes and balancing the opposing defense. His absence forces Matthew Stafford to force plays and reduces the team's chances in critical situations. Therefore, the ground game rock star is the key piece for McVay's scheme to work, and his potential departure may have unpredictable consequences. The players who replace Williams have not yet demonstrated the same level of confidence or physical capacity to sustain the role of attack protagonist for the Rams. Jarquez Hunter and Blake Corum have potential, but neither has maintained the veteran's consistency, especially in high-pressure games. The lack of confidence in the supporting roster and the pressure surrounding Williams' contract renewal creates an environment of uncertainty that helps neither the player nor the team. This strengthens the view that losing Kyren Williams is a risk few would like to see realized. It is also worth stressing the comparison with stars in the position. Williams, despite not as evidently phenomenal as some explosive running backs in the league, has proven to be reliable and efficient in similar conditions, even outperforming names like Christian McCaffrey in some production metrics last year. His ability to produce the 7th highest average yards in the NFL in 2024, even with the team's fragile attack, is more than impressive. Williams delivers more than many more highly valued runners, something that clearly deserves greater recognition from the front office. This delicate balance between performance and financial valuation directly manifests itself in the context of contracts and salaries. While the Rams pay millions to some wide receivers, they keep Williams on a relatively modest salary for the impact he generates. The salary difference between him and his teammates highlights a crucial point. Williams' valuation is below what his merit demands. If the team chooses not to renew his contract with amounts commensurate with his importance, it will not be just a financial decision. It will one that could compromise the immediate future of the team. Another weighing factor is Sean McVay himself, who confided about nearly retiring in 2022 and is seeking to regain full motivation through connection with his players, including Williams. The chemistry and trust between coach and running back reflect on the field and directly influence game results. McVay understands an efficient team needs a strong running game to open up the aerial attack, enabling Stafford to throw with greater security and accuracy. Losing Williams would mean losing part of this magic formula. The recent phase of the Rams shows how much the team depends on Kyren Williams to achieve consistent victories and meaningful results. The team collects important triumphs when he is on the field and faces evident difficulties in his absence. This picture emphasizes that Williams' valuation goes far beyond statistics. He is an asset in the franchise's emotional and strategic capital that cannot be forgotten at the negotiation table. The decision about Williams' future transcends numbers. It involves the team's soul. Looking to the near future, the expectation is that Williams remains a pillar of the offense, especially considering the talent package around him, such as Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Tyler Higbee. These names draw opposing defenses' attention and open spaces for Williams to perform his role with greater freedom and productivity. So to be clear, losing the running back would remove the balance that currently sustains the Rams' offensive plan, something unfeasible for a team aiming to return to NFL's top. Now the question remains, will the Rams risk losing one of their most valuable assets to save resources, or will they publicly recognize this importance by securing Kyren Williams with a contract that reflects what he truly deserves? After all, this decision is not only strategic, it is a statement about what the franchise wants for its future. Many lives will be impacted on and off the field depending on the outcome of these negotiations. In summary, we face a scenario of growing pressure and complex choices. While the front office seems to position young Corum as the natural heir, Williams' performance and his importance for immediate success and offensive sustainability require deep reconsideration. His departure, if it happens, must be accompanied by a robust strategy to fill the inevitable void he leaves. Otherwise, the Rams might be giving up a valuable chance to remain competitive in an increasingly contested landscape. Let's now turn to another pressing Rams story that reveals just how critical Kyren Williams is to the offense's puzzle. The running back remains an indispensable part of the team's success, and losing him could be devastating for the franchise, maybe the worst since Kevin Greene and Jerome Bettis were allowed to join the Steelers. With Williams on the field, the Rams averaged 27.2 points per game. Without him, that average drops sharply to 14.3 points per game. He improved the offense's output by 2 touchdowns per game played compared to when he was off the field. Williams also outperformed the 2023 NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. In 2023, Williams ranked 3rd in NFL rushing yards. McCaffrey had 1,459 yards in 16 games, Derrick Henry 1,167 in 17 games, and Williams recorded 1,144 in just 12 games. Williams led the league in yards per game, which is even more impressive when considering his fewer appearances. Here's where Williams shows his true value. Matthew Stafford's numbers tell 2 different stories with and without Williams. In the 11 games they played together in 2023, Stafford threw for over 250 yards on 8 occasions. But in the 3 games without Williams, Stafford managed only 231 yards against Pittsburgh, 162 versus Dallas, and 190 against Seattle. Why did Stafford struggle so much without Williams? Sean McVay didn't trust Royce Freeman, Darrell Henderson Jr., or any other running back enough to mount an effective rushing attack. Though McVay is respected as a passing expert, his offense relies on the run game. Being able to run efficiently opens up everything, especially passing lanes. McVay didn't have that advantage until Williams stepped up in 2023. Often, Stafford was forced to throw on 2nd down, relying heavily on Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, the latter coming off an injury, leading to incompletions and 3rd and long situations the Rams couldn't convert. The situation was so dire that Stafford threw an interception to TJ Watt while desperately trying to make a play. That's what happens when Williams isn't on the field. Fast forward to 2024, and there's a narrative claiming Williams' second 1,000-yard season was all about increased carries, which has some truth but isn't the full story. He finished as the 7th best running back with 1,299 yards, seeing his carries rise from 228 in 2023 to 316 in 2024. Looking closer, in the first 5 games of the 2024 season, the Rams went 1-4 before their bye week, grappling with injuries and suspensions hitting key players like Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Alaric Jackson, Steve Avila, Jonah Jackson, and Tyler Higbee, all missing multiple games. Their lone win in that stretch against the 49ers was the game where Williams had the most carries. Despite a battered offensive line and defenses crowded in the box, Williams averaged 95 yards per game when he had more than 18 carries, matching his leading NFL yards per game average from 2023. Compare that to Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, number 1 and 2 running backs in 2024, who averaged 21.5 and 19.1 carries per game respectively. Williams averaged 19.75 carries, the 3rd highest in the league, which makes sense since he was the 3rd best running back the previous year. After a 1-4 start, the Rams rebounded post-bye with 3 straight wins. Williams averaged 22 carries and 80 yards per game in this run. During these games, Nacua and Kupp were absent or limited. The only game in the first 8 where both played fully, Williams logged 23 carries for 97 yards against a Vikings defense that ranked 2nd best against the run. In the 8 games with Williams participating, the Rams went 6-2, winning the NFC West. When Williams carried at least 19 times, the Rams were undefeated, 3-0. With fewer carries, they went 3-2. In these wins, Williams posted 86, 104, and 56 yards. In the game with only 56 yards against the Cardinals, clinching the division, he had just 13 carries, the 2nd lowest carry count for Williams all season.
He also accounted for the Rams' only touchdowns in those critical contests. Remember, in 2023, Williams logged 36 carries for 300 yards against Arizona, including a game with 6 receptions for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. When utilized effectively, the Rams blew out the Cardinals twice. When his workload declined, they suffered a blowout loss and narrowly won the rematch. Williams is one of only 8 running backs named first or second team All-Pro over the past 6 years. He's in elite company with Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, and Saquon Barkley. Except for Kamara, all posted 1,000-yard seasons when their contract extensions kicked in. Presently, the Rams pay Tutu Atwell $10 million as their WR3. Are we seriously suggesting Williams isn't worth between $9 and $15 million as the Rams' RB1? Even if he demands more, here's a final point. Sean McVay almost left football after 2022, but rediscovered his passion, largely due to his connection with players like Williams. But passion fades with continuous losses. The numbers say it all. When Williams is on the field and used properly, the Rams win. Without him, they lose. Williams may not look like Saquon Barkley, but he performs like him under similar circumstances and even outperformed Christian McCaffrey. At an average salary of just $992,601, through sheer determination and natural talent, carrying the team on his back, he helped the Rams reach the playoffs twice. With top weapons like Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Tyler Higbee drawing defensive attention, Williams is free to put up league-leading numbers even without leading the league in carries. His value is set to rise. Before the Rams face tough questions, before the media demands answers, before this becomes a defining moment explaining why the Rams couldn't chase championships, pay the man and let the good times roll. Remember to follow on Twitter @RamsInsiderOnSI and @Brock Vieira to never miss another insight. Let us know your thoughts by liking our Facebook page when you click right here. To close, the Kyren Williams saga highlights a critical crossroads for the Rams. The internal debates between youth and experience, cost and production, risk and reward define not only one player's future, but the trajectory of the entire franchise. Are the Rams ready to risk losing one of their key offensive pillars to save money? Or will they acknowledge his worth and secure the backfield stability necessary to compete for titles? Rams fans, what do you think? Should the front office prioritize other signings and let Williams walk? Or grant him a contract matching his undeniable contribution? Share your opinion, comment below, and join the debate that will shape the future of our team. Don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for exclusive Rams news and analyses. Your interaction keeps this conversation alive and full of exclusive insights. Let's stand together, showing strength and passion for our team.